God bless Alai. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And we've got a lot to break down because it's been 2 weeks or so since our last one. Suddenly the Devils are good. Renegades are fading a little bit. I mean, you heard me and Blackman break them down. They are a top-heavy team, and they have come down to earth here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's break it all down. It's the final push, the final third of season 6. Every team remaining has like low 30s, high 30s points left. Getting down to it. Let's break it all down. What do we got to see from every team? Because guess what? Devils making a little push. Do they have enough? Let's start with our bottom team. Devils suddenly looking alive in their last couple games. You know, fighting for some respect. This last Friday took on the Fireballs. 3.5 points to 4.5. Fireballs won that. Honestly, would have liked to have seen the Devils get a little bit more. Keep those Fireballs close. But other 2 game days before that, 5 against our Clone Cartel. That was not what we wanted to see. We'll get back to that. And 6 points against the Renegades. Now, that one didn't see coming, and perhaps they took a little bit of the Renegades mojo there, because they haven't looked like the same team since the Devils just snatched their soul right out of them, folks. So the Devils making a little bit of a push. Honestly, as a Clone Cartel member, I've had experience with this a little bit too little, too late. I know there's a lot of points left out there, but they're still 7 points or so behind the Warriors. I don't think they're going to catch them. I know how hard it is to catch them. Like they slip up once in these remaining game days, and it's going to be really hard to catch them. They just had such a bad start. If you're a Devils fan, sorry, don't see it happening. They're not going to make the comeback. And I think we play them one more time. Really hope they have given up by then and let us roll them. Oh, I don't want to go next straight up into Clone Cartel. Let's save them a little bit and look at the other teams around them. Keep wanting to say Wall Warriors. They're not the Wall Warriors here. They're the Warriors. Just something's missing from this team. Got a strong feeling they're definitely not going to repeat. Question is, do they have enough to keep that 4th place spot for the playoffs? Looking at the standings right now, Fireballs 43 points, Chargers 50, Renegades 56, leading the league. Cyclones 33, Devils 29.5, and your Warriors 36.5. Everybody's got similar points remaining, although the Chargers and Fireballs only 32 and 33 points remaining. Everyone else is right at 40 or 39 points remaining here. So, Warriors, they just, I don't know, a lot of game day draws and some bad losses. So it just seems like Friday, November 1st against Chargers rocked, which is why they find themselves where they are. Now we're trying to catch the Warriors and not the Fireballs. If you last remembered, it was like Fireballs, Chargers, like who's gonna catch who, or who's gonna stay ahead of who. Well, Fireballs do have an extra game day that they've played, so we have an extra game day in hand. So even though they are 10 points up on us, they have less points remaining. That being said, that feels like good enough for the league, right? Renegades, are they going to get it fixed? Okay, yeah, let's talk just a little bit of Renegades before we focus in on Clone Cartel. Nasty Nate's back. This is what got us into podcasting, our love and affinity for these Cessna Cyclones, now Cyclones. But we got to cover it all, folks. Renegades, fading. Are they going to get it together in the playoffs? Are we looking that they fall short? Renegades, you kind of feel like, I don't know, can they get it together? Chargers, Chargers are coming on strong, although Friday, game day loss to the Renegades. That was not a Friday night fronton. We have now entered, I think starting last week and into this week, we have entered the double headers on Fridays, but the Friday afternoon ones, I don't think people can come in and see them. So you got your Chargers 4, to us 4.5, and Tuesday, Chargers really dominated. Despite, I guess, the cold conditions, you got El Barba here wearing some mittens. I don't know about you, but I was disappointed that Bueno and Rock saw best Division 6 team there is. Had to play up to a Division 5 team of El Barba and Arta. And I saw El Barba wearing these mittens, and I was like, I don't care that they're playing up a division. We cannot lose to this. And unfortunately, we did lose to the mitten-wearing Chargers. But that's going to come back to bite you. You don't put mittens on. I don't care how cold the fronton is. What good is a dreaded beard if you need mittens? Toughen up. That's going to come back to bite you. Chargers, you're looking good, but I'm afraid you're a little soft. Soft. So get tougher. Otherwise, you're going to get bounced in the playoffs when you face that tough as nails Renegades team. They're tough. Oh, Hormachea, tough. El Barba, soft. Silky smooth. And now that covers it, right? Clone Cartel, the final push. That's why we're talking about this. That's why we're here. Do the Cyclones have enough to get in? I need a drink of water here. A little sick. You have to be united to make the Battle Court playoffs. And as a team, this seems like good vibes from Clone Cartel. We need Ron to get healthy. He's missed the last couple game days, and unfortunately, we are taking on the Renegades. This is a big week. Tomorrow, Veterans Day. My birthday, by the way. I guess not tomorrow. It's today, because when you're hearing this, right? Today, Cyclones, for my birthday. Win one for me for my birthday, okay? And maybe I could get my jacket soon. Yeah. Been waiting for a jacket. Feel like I've earned it. You know, Mike. Anytime you want to send it. Anyway, we're going again, and Ron is not on the list. We have Bueno and Rock stepping up again, and we're gonna need it because they take on arguably what has been one of the best Division 5 teams, and that's Goanaga and Flores, because there's not a lot of Division 5 teams with a player of Goanaga's caliber, and the question is, can they find a way to get it out of his hands and make Flores make more plays? It's the only way they're going to win. Those two cannot outduel Goanaga. They've got to get Flores forced in on the action. Go Cherry and Arats versus Ferranda and Manu. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Go Cherry and Arats. Again, that's a really solid Division 1 team. Ferranda and Manu. They've been okay, but they're not great as far as Division 1 teams go. Again, this is not an insult. Like every team is different. I still think this Clone Cartel, just because you don't have the best Division 1 team does not make you a bad team. I think honestly the changes that Battle Court has made this season has really brought more parity to the league and a chance that you can set your team up differently. You could go for some of the best Division 4, 5, and 6 players and create a really solid team on the back end with how the playoffs are, where every single Division doubles team is going to play. So just because this Division 1 team for the Cyclones, I don't think it's the best Division 1 team out there. Can they steal one if Manu is on? Sure. If Manu's on, we can steal something against anybody. I just don't know. And then Division 6 team, feel really good about that one. The question is, can those boys, Bueno and Rock, can they summon something? Can they? We need you to, gentlemen. Go Cherry taking on Manu. We know Manu can beat him, but Manu's got to be on top of his game, right? Goinaga versus Ferranda. Again, that's another tough one. And then we have Bueno and Amigurena taking on Correa and Ben. We could get that one. So honestly, at this point though, in this season, with where we're at and who we're playing, I would see us being like, feel like we got a good chance with Bueno and Amigurena and Bueno and Rock versus Correa and Flores. Correa and Ben, that is one of the lower Division 4 teams. In fact, I don't think Correa and Ben have won. They've won one match, negative 27 point differential, right? So that's 3 points right there. The question is, from any of those other matches, can we get one more? At this point, if we're catching up, we've got to get one more. 3 points is not the end of it, but we're chasing teams, and this is a big week because we play the Renegades, we play the Wall Warriors. Both of us play twice. Wall Warriors play the Devils on Tuesday. Big matchup there, right? Manny and Stan versus Alex and Bradley. Honestly, I like Alex and Bradley in that one. Manny and Stan, that's been a weird team. They flip-flop back and forth. They're both front quarters. No, wait. Manny's not a front quarter. But they flip-flop back and forth, right? In that team, they haven't... I'm on Manny. How could I do that? How could I forget what Manny plays? Manny's a back quarter. But that team is flip-flopped. I'm pretty sure. I think Manny's playing front court now. That team, Manny and Stan, yeah, it's tough. Nicholas versus Hyro. I like Hyro there. Williams and Julin, CRB and Kubala on Tuesday. Little win-loss for you, eh, guys? Honestly, CRB and... Well, actually, no, I like Julin. Julin's the best. I think Julin's obviously the best player out of that entire group. And can Julin carry his team? I'm going to give that one to the Wall Warriors. Douglas and Manny versus Hyro and Urbieta all day, baby. Although, I like that Manny. Although Douglas and Manny, they've slumped down a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. They've lost. I see last 2 matches they've played, they've lost. Point differential, just 10 points positive. Hyro and Urbieta, solid 5-1. These 2 guys have been partners for a long time. Douglas and Nicholas, you got to like that one. And Stan versus Bradley. I don't know much about Stan's singles game. Can Bradley? We'll go Stan there. But honestly, looking at this matchup, I kind of like some of the Devils' matchups here. And even if the Devils say get 4 of the matches and 2, and we same 4 and 2, then we're staying the same with the Warriors. So hey, then it's all about how we face them head-to-head on Friday, which is a Friday afternoon match, which unfortunately, as I've heard through the grapevine, that we might be playing without Manu that day. that the Friday afternoon matches are when Manu works and he can't get out of work. And that's where this all comes in. Scott, how could you do this to Clone Cartel? We've got 2 of these matches here in our final push, and we're going to have to play them possibly without Manu if the word on the street that I hear is correct. It's a total injustice to your fan base. But the team has to come together. It's the final push, unity. And I've got something to tell you guys, a bombshell. The Batard Show is not united. A house divided, a studio divided cannot stand. And you know what? No one has called this person out on it, but last week Sunday on Sunday Night Live, I got into the comments and I asked Tony, okay, what is Cyclones like 3.5 points out of the final playoff spot? Do you think they can make a push? And you know what this guy said? You know what Tony said? I'm a Wall Warrior guy. I wanted to be like, bro, they haven't been a Wall Warrior team in a while. They've been the Warriors for a while. Shows how much Alai you know, Tony. You don't know squat when it comes to Alai. But what? How come everyone's just letting this go? You got on Batard airwaves, you got a guy saying he's a Warrior fan and not a part of the cartel in this, and you've been giving Tony his own shows and stuff. Where's the consequences coming down? Where's some repercussions for this? Like, you guys need to do something about this and get Tony in line. This guy is skating out here saying he's a Warriors guy. You need to come together for this playoff run. The team needs your support. I've been to the Fronton when Tony was there, and he was not. Guess what? It was Cesta Cyclones versus Wall Warriors, and Tony was cheering for the Cesta Cyclones then. What happened? What happened, Tony, that you lost your Cesta Cyclone fandom, that you're no longer a part of the cartel? Because when I was there and you were there, you weren't a Wall Warrior guy, bro. What happened? Just garbage. That you would abandon this team. No loyalty, right? Oh, you're a fan of the Shield. I'm a fan of the Cesta. You a fan of the Cesta, bro? Then know the team names. You don't know squat. I'm here to tell you, you don't know jack about Alai. That's right. Squat. And because of it, you know what? I think your ignorance is going to come back to hurt the Warriors. Because I'm calling it the trash. We're catching them. That's right, Warriors. It's over for you. This week, we close the gap. And that is a Nasty Nate proclamation, ladies and gentlemen. With that, I'm ending it. God bless Alai. Go Clones.